Hello mirrors. So today I'm going to be doing a reading for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It will be a general reading for the month of May. If you're new here, welcome to Law of Attractions and Mirrors Tarot, where we use the cards as a tool to help integrate the fragments of ourselves into one so we can self-actualize into the people we were born to become. With this knowledge, we can begin to manifest all of our deepest desires if we simply take responsibility for our power. So let's get started, Virgo. I would like to start off by saying if you're interested in a private reading, look in the description box below for information. Also, I am highly recommending looking into my recommended videos playlist. There's a lot of really great videos there to help you with your spiritual evolution journey. So let's get started, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay. So the energies that are coming up, the Hierophant and the Five of Swords. There are values that you are fighting to keep that are extremely important to you, and you will keep them at all costs, is really the feeling I'm getting with this. So perhaps you have recently started a new cycle, you've turned over a new leaf, you've been working towards change within your mindset, but there are things that you are keeping, things that you're seeing are important for your well-being. I know Five of Swords isn't typically a good card, but my intuition is really telling me that this has to do with progress, that this is holding on dearly to something that is important to you. I'm really getting belief systems, maybe like spiritual beliefs, that even though you have progressed and learned a lot within the past month or so, I mean, this could even be like the past few days, but this is the energy you're taking into the month of May. There are certain things that you've let go of, but other things that you know are here to stay. Okay, so we get Knight of Pentacles and the Magician in the reverse. So with this, I really see for this month that you are focusing on more of consistency, maybe changing some major habits, and it's kind of like a slow and steady wins the race. You may not feel as in tune with your innate powers this month, but I do see that whenever you take those consistent steps, because you're putting out a vibration. So say that you make it a habit to meditate every day. Even if you're not putting so much focus on these huge changes, those consistent changes will make such a difference, and you will embody the Magician. But I think it's more like overt this month. I think that you may not put so much emphasis on, you know, maybe like law of attraction or anything like that. You're really focused on what real world changes you can make. And I think that this has a lot to do with the Hierophant, because there are things that you've realized in your life right now that are important to you, and these are the things that you would like to focus on, and you're kind of just letting things happen as they progress naturally rather than trying to control them. So we have 14. This is art. I'm gonna have to look into what major arcana that is. Oh wow. And then we also have the Eon, which I think is the World. Let me look into this really quick. Okay, so this card is Temperance and this is Judgment. So really what you're accomplishing right now is a kind of balancing. Perhaps in the past you were focused too much on the spirituality aspect, and it may not have even been in a very practical way. It's just more like this frustrating feeling that you need to be this magician, but then not taking the physical, like pinnacle steps in order to make this happen. Maybe focusing too much on learning a lot about, say, law of attraction or magic, anything like that, but without putting it into real world application. So with here, I see you are balancing this month, and this is going to result in an awakening. So these are really amazing cards to get here at the end. So we have 4 out of the 6 cards are major arcanas, which is a really big deal here. And then right here we have art. So temperance is art in this, and we have Eon here, or Aeon, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but it is Eon. So what I get from this is, one, you may use art as a way to give some sort of practical type of energy, but in a creative way. That's just a message for some of you, although art is good for everybody. And then the changes you're making now are going to affect you into eternity. Like, these are changes that will help you in future lives. I mean, that's really arbitrary, really, when we say future, since time is ultimately an illusion. But it affects you across all dimensions. So this is a really big deal, guys. So let's get a few cards right here for our energy cards. What's going on with Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising in the month of May? Okay. Healer of the Ages. Blossoming Abundance, and 6th chakra. Wow, this is really great, guys. So since I do get this under the Hierophant, these values that you're holding on to, they are your true spiritual values. They are something that transcends time and space. They are not of the earthly plane. Okay, so I also take this card as Christ consciousness. So you are starting to embody more and more of the Christ consciousness, why we're here on this planet to begin with. And because of that, you will see things start to kind of explode in abundance this month. You're going to see changes in your life. This could be in the form of money. This could be in the form of new friendships, people showing up differently, anything that makes you see that life is so much fuller than what you previously thought. And the reason that you're able to do this is you are getting out of this illusion. You're seeing things for what they are, and you're making changes instead of having like kind of like this idealistic point of view where you're too focused on the internal and not balancing out with the external. And you know, this was a process to get you to this point. So there's no reason to like beat yourself up over it in the past. There is a such thing as divine timing, and things are happening this way for a very specific reason. But I do see month as being a huge leap in your evolution, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So I'm going to get a couple of these. That one. That one. Okay. Your life is a canvas. Artist, manifestation, creative accountability. Wow, we have this right over here close to the art card. So yeah, I think that art is extremely important in your life this month, Virgo. So even if it's something like small, like spending some time coloring, maybe make a vision board, start learning how to paint, even just getting into artistic type of things like music, singing, all of these things help you express your creativity. So you don't have to spend so much time internally thinking so much about how you can be a spiritual person. You're more in the process of doing it, and not just keeping that creative internal energy inside of you. You're pouring it forth out into the world. Creative accountability. That's a really interesting statement. You may want to reflect on that a little bit. Big picture thinking. Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. So I think in this creative process, whatever you put your creative energy into, it's going to make you start seeing the world. It's going to make you start seeing everything connected, and how you can move forward with this energy, and it'll inspire you in these ways to what kind of physical, practical changes you can make into your life without it getting like monotonous and boring. Because sometimes this Nine of Pentacles energy, it's like, okay, every day I have this routine, I'm consistent with it, but it's kind of boring. So this consistency is great, and it's like so important in order to change our vibration, especially breaking old habits that we've had for years and years and years, sometimes even since, you know, we can remember. But to break up that monotony and to embody this magician energy, use that creative force within you and do something that's beautiful and artsy, and it doesn't have to have definition. It doesn't have to have this more rigid type of energy that you're putting into it. So that's necessary for this balance. And ultimately it's going to kind of paint a broad picture for you so you can see everything on a grander scale. Okay, so let's get a fairy card, Virgo. Snail's pace, slow down, grounding, listen for the heartbeat of the earth, settled energies. So to me, this is really about appreciating the little things. So I feel like you are making these changes that are going to reverberate through eternity, okay? But at the same time, we have these two different energies of big picture thinking and this snail's pace, this and subtle energies. So again, it's really this energy of temperance and balance. So not only are you going to be focusing on the big picture, you're also going to be appreciating the little things in life and taking time to just slow down and not worry too much about this Nine of Pentacles energy. Yes, Nine of Pentacles can be very slow moving energy, but at the same time, it's very consistent, and sometimes it's very busy. So, you know, you may have a routine that takes up so much of your day, but during your day while you're doing those activities or whatever to progress you further in your evolution, take time to appreciate the small things in life, even if it's just for a little bit as they come up, and showing gratitude in that energy. So I'm going to pull a card from the deck called Heal Yourself to see what is the main thing that Virgo should work on healing in the month of May. Sorry. Okay. Let's see what this is, guys. Oh, these cards are flopping around. There's a lot of energy, huh? Maybe there's a lot of different kinds of healing this month. Alchemy. Well, that would explain it. Because alchemy, you know, that's some major energy right there. You are shifting. You are taking the pain from the past. You're taking what could be deemed as, you know, quote unquote, negative situations, and you're transmuting them into love, into growth, into evolution, into understanding, into empathy. This is what we're here on this planet for, guys. This is how we ascend, is by taking what is deemed as bad, what is deemed as negative, what's deemed as painful, and all of that, and taking that energy and changing it into something better. Because we have two choices, right? We can either let the negative things and our heartaches define us, or we can grow from them. If you think that pushing it down and ignoring it is an option, I mean, not really, because you're going along with the first thing. You know, what we resist persists. So if you've experience something difficult and you push it down and you think that you're dealing with it, you're not really. You are going to end up defining yourself by that, because it becomes a part of you, a separate part of you, a part of you that you're not really accepting, and a part of you that you're not integrating within your being. So I see a lot of transformation this month. This is such a great reading, Virgo. So much good energy here. So we have obsession. Okay, so what I get from this is try not to be too obsessed, because we have this Knight of Pentacles here and we have the sixth chakra. So don't get caught up in so much of the day-to-day tasks and feeling like if I don't meditate today, or if I don't work out today, if I don't spend exactly 2 hours doing this task today, that you've failed somehow. A lot of times we can get obsessed with consistency, especially Virgo. I say we, I'm a Virgo rising, so I understand this so much, this obsession with getting things perfect and getting things right. I think that's why we have this creative energy here to balance out, and this snail's pace of appreciation. Take time to appreciate things that are outside of the norm. Don't get so obsessed with everything having to be perfect, because that completely defeats the purpose, okay? Life is supposed to be fun and flowy. You know, when we're in our zone, that's what it's like. It's not so obsessive about getting everything right and doing everything perfectly. So I'm going to end it with one of these cards, see what the universe has to say for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising in the month of May. In the end, you tried and you cared, and sometimes that's enough. So I think in terms of this obsession card, this is the type of energy that will really help you kind of go through this month, even if you're not being perfect, okay? You tried and you cared, and that's enough. It says sometimes that's enough. Just keep this energy in general. Like, this is about appreciation for what you've already done and where your heart is, and staying in this energy of gratitude for yourself, and also forgiveness when you fall short. This is so incredibly important. This is what's going to keep you on your path. And when I've been really seeing connections with these first cards that come up, as well as the last cards. So with this Hierophant energy, keeping this type of energy instead of the obsession energy is going to keep the things that are valuable to you. It's going to make it stick. And instead of being like, okay, this is something that I'm trying right now and it doesn't feel like it's in alignment with my energy, but I'm going to keep pushing myself anyway, which is great. That's how we change the frequency. That's how we change the neural pathways in our brain. But by doing that, and also forgiving yourself when you do fall short of what your specific goals are, and understanding that you've made progress regardless of how much that progress is, that is what's going to change those habits for you. Because a lot of times we get in this like obsessive type of energy, and then when we fall short, we get depressed, we feel guilty, we feel shame, and then it makes it harder to get back on that horse and keep going, okay? So this is all I have for you. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That's all I have for you today. I love you.